Hi, my name is Jonathan Oakes. I'm the grape grower at Leonard Farms and the winemaker here at Leonard Oaks Estate Winery. I've been making wine for about 10 years now. And we got started here as a wine business about 2007. We opened our doors. We made a transition when I came back to the farm. My father kind of really wanted to plant some grapes, thinking that maybe someday he'd retire into making some wine. But as farmers, most farmers know that there is no real retirement. You just kind of move into another facet of the job. He and I put the grapes in the ground along with my cousin, and I've been tending them ever since, and we kind of ramped up from there. So from 2003 until now, 2015, we've been going strong. Ice wine is a concentrated dessert wine that we grow in our vineyard. We will net the vines in late November, and we'll allow those grapes to freeze on the vine, and we'll harvest them in January, typically, at about 13 degrees Fahrenheit. And what happens is we freeze the water content inside the berry, and when we press the berry out from there, we end up with a very syrupy, sweet dessert wine. We look for grapes that have thicker skins and higher acid content so that they hold up really well late into the season. We use Vidal Blanc in particular here, and a lot of Ontario uses that grape as well. There are some examples of Riesling in New York State and in Canada, and occasionally you'll see some Cabernet, typically Cabernet Franc ice wines as well. It's kind of unique to this kind of climate zone that we're in. There are few places in the world that can do it, that have a long enough growing season to ripen a grape fully, and then have a cold enough season in the winter to freeze that water content and not damage the vine. This is our 2011 vintage ice wine that we've got on the table here. We do have a 2012 we're going to release shortly, and a small case run of a Cabernet we did. We've won several awards, quite a few double gold medals at Finger Lakes International Competition and a few others across the country. Our 2008 vintage was probably our most award-winning, and that was our very first vintage. So we've had quite a good run of it, quite a bit of success producing it. Most people like to enjoy it after a meal, typically as the dessert course. So everybody gets like kind of a small shot, and you can have it that way. But I've seen it done in many styles. Some people will make ice wine martinis. You freeze a grape instead of the olive, and you put the grape in the martini, and then it kind of adds for a little sweeter version of martini, but can be pretty interesting. People cook with it, people do all sorts of things with it, but it is one of those kind of luxury items that kind of enhances any occasion, any place in the meal.